King Jack suited for Kostritsin.
Heads up, these are two very big hands. I don't see anybody backing down.
Kostritsin is going to re-raise to 650,000.
With a strong move right here, Seidel can probably pick up a pot close to $1 million.
All in.
And he's going to go all in for 2,475,000.
I know Kostritsin would love to end it right here, but this is not the time.
Okay, I call.
And he calls.
But what do I know?
Well, a quick call from Kostritsin. Erik Seidel, of course, is all in. His tournament life at risk, but you can see he's got a 70% chance of winning this hand. To the flop. Queen, 10, 4.
That's exciting.
Yeah.
Open-ended straight draw for Kostritsin.
Nine of diamonds. How do you feel about that?
I'm rooting for you to pair.
If Kostritsin pairs, Seidel would have the straight, or he would have Kostritsin outkicked.
The turn is 6 of clubs.
Wow, even more exciting.
That is a very exciting card.
Erik Seidel will have to dodge nearly a third of the cards in the deck. Any ace, any nine, any club, and Alex Kostritsin will be the Aussie Millions champion.
It is a 6 of hearts, and Erik Seidel will live to play another day. He stays alive as he tries to get back into this heads-up match. $1.65 million at stake as the Aussie Millions continues. Welcome back to the beautiful Crown Melbourne, where tonight one man will walk away with $1.65 million Australian, about $1.5 million US. Alex Kostritsin right now with a 2-to-1 chip edge over Erik Seidel.
However, partners, should Erik Seidel double through right now, their positions will be reversed.
That's how quickly things can change. 6-7 for Kostritsin. And he will call. Now Seidel in the big blind. King 6, check.
Kostritsin does not want to spike a 6 on this flop.
It is a King Jack 8 on the flop.
And heads up, this qualifies as almost too big to bet, so Seidel checks it over to Kostritsin and lets the aggressive Russian do the business.
And he bets 90,000.
Seidel weighing his options, raise or call. The call keeps Kostritsin completely in the dark.
On the turn, a 10 of spades.
Check.
And a check from Seidel. Now Kostritsin. And he's going to bet 325,000.
And if Seidel didn't have any piece of that board, that bet would work, because that's a pretty scary board that Kostritsin has just bet into. Straights and flush possibilities and two-pair possibilities. But Erik Seidel has got top pair, and he will not be forced off the hand.
He calls. So here is the river. It's a queen of diamonds. And now Seidel checks.
The only way Kostritsin has any prayer of picking up this pot is a bold, some would say rash bluff. Here he goes.
He bets 450,000.
Look at that board, Barry. Seidel knows if Kostritsin was laying in the weeds with any old ace, he's now made a straight.
That's a good bet.
And Seidel's going to call.
That's a good call.
Professional courtesy.
Yes, it is. And Seidel is going to win that pot. It's worth something less than $2 million. And just like that, Erik Seidel creeping back into contention here. Just about $1 million, a little less than $1 million between these two.
Thus far, Kostritsin has maintained his sunny disposition. Let's see if he gets a little bit rattled now.
Blinds are 40 and 80,000, 10,000 ante. Look at Seidel, ace-10 suited.
Oh.
And he just calls.
Wow.
Oof. Kostritsin with an ace-queen, we could have some action. Going to raise to 330,000.
Heads up, this almost qualifies as a cold deck. Seidel could get in big trouble if he gets into a raising war.
He just calls. So now the flop. And the flop is a pair of nines and a 4. So no improvement.
Kostritsin has the best hand. Seidel has the best position.
Kostritsin's going to bet 325,000.
In many ways, this is a battle of wills and courage.
And Seidel will call.
Kostritsin wishes Seidel would have folded.
5 of spades on the turn.
Good card for Eric. Picks up the nut flush draw. Kostritsin checks it over. Let's see if Seidel fires.
Nope, he just checks. And now the river. It is an 8 of spades, and Seidel gets the flush.
And the fact that it was a running flush could get Seidel paid off here.
A check from Kostritsin.
Eric needs to figure out what amount he can get Kostritsin to contribute.
650.
650,000 to bet.
About half the pot. I think it's an awfully tough call for Kostritsin with just a naked ace, but he is getting 3-1.
That's a nice bet. You got your 8, ace 8.
Seidel giving away nothing.
I call.
He calls. And Eric Seidel is going to win another handsome pot worth more than 2.6 million. And just like that, Eric Seidel is our new chip leader. So Alex is going to have to try to shake off that loss. We'll see if Eric Seidel can finish off the kid, take the title and the money when we come back. Welcome back to FullTiltPoker.net's coverage of the final table of the 2008 Aussie Millions. If you like to shop, the Crown Melbourne is one of the finest places in the world, featuring names like Gucci and Harrods, Prada and Versace. If you want it, you can find it here at the beautiful Crown Melbourne.
Barry, did you get your crocodile leather handbag yet?
I did, but they just don't fit on my feet. Meanwhile, Eric Seidel has taken the chip lead over Alex Kostritsin here. The blinds are 40 and 80,000 with an ante of 10,000. Eric Seidel looking at pocket fours.
Heads up, any pocket pair normally warrants a raise, and Seidel bumps it up to 225.
Now Alex Kostritsin. And Kostritsin with an ace-10.
And heads up, that hand normally warrants a raise.
And he's going to re-raise big time to 800,000. So now Seidel with a decision to make. It's going to cost him another 575,000. And he calls.
And the problem with these baby pairs is when the flop comes, you're almost always going to be facing 3 overcards.
And here is the flop. A pair of kings and a jack.
Well, although that flop missed both players, I think if Kostritsin can emphatically represent strength, he can probably get Seidel to throw away the fours.
750,000.
Now, what Seidel is considering, not only the overcards there, but is it possible that Kostritsin has a pocket pair himself, larger than fours? Tough spot. There's really only one way to find out where he's at, and that's to raise.
Or 1.9.